Good morning, beautiful. It's great to see you. Out here on the back lawn with the wind on the other side of the hill. I'm so grateful. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, there's west, right? And the wind is coming from the left side of that on your screen, which is the south, which is, the South Pole. And wonderfully, we have this hill in the way. The land goes up here, and you can see the trees up there. They're on a piece of hill, which is higher than us. And the southerly is very cold, and although it's not as common as the northerly, it can be very violent. We don't get it here, and that's why I'm outside. So we're enjoying the magnolia, which lost most of its flowers, because it just flowers at the wrong time of year, but these are the last ones. And the ghost plant is lush. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Jen. I saw your little face come up there. Good morning, Linda. I love this. It is so beautiful. Just being purely and simply itself. And we still have flowers on the star magnolia, which is pretty awesome, really. It just keeps on going and going and going, and I love that about this tree. And look, we still have very late jonquils. Yeah, it's cold where you are. Jan is down south from me, closer to the pole, and therefore colder. But this is very pretty. And the snow in summer is starting to come out already. So those are little white flowers on the ground. Julian! And here we have the Cuban lilies, which are pretty fantastic, really. Let me get up close. You can just see all the detail there. The yellow stamens, the centre of the thing, which is, not opened, and then the flowers that are blowing on the outside. It's just beautiful. What else have we got here? This is something I really enjoy every year, and it gets bigger. This is the ginkgo tree. Pearl, good morning. So, you can see all the foliage. I'm not going to, she says famous last words, I am going to go up in the garden and show you the foliage close up because I love it so much. And the next time we walking through stuff here, next time we get to see it, it'll be different. Isn't it just beautiful? Heather, good morning. Focus, camera sorted out. Stop paying attention to the background. There you go. There's a reason why it's called the maidenhair tree, because it looks like maidenhair fern. It's a very, very old tree in terms of the botany on planet Earth. It's just beautiful. So that's the ginkgo tree starting to leaf up. Now, excuse me as I walk back over all kinds of things that are growing wild. There's the house. Good morning, Laurie. Something else I want to show you before we turn the camera around and I get going. Look at this. At last, a day when it's not blowing a gale and the yellow irises are out in their full glory. It's pretty fabulous. I've been hoping to show you this for the last couple of weeks, and finally here it is. It's just beautiful, and they're such fabulous blossoms. Look at this. There is just nothing missing, except for you have to imagine the scent, which is very tropical and fruity. But look at this. Iris is such a fabulous thing. This is called a flag iris for obvious reasons. It waves like a flag in the wind. And even the foliage, I just love the foliage. It's so structural, it's beautiful. Finally I get to show off the flag irises in the way that I want to, which is when they look like this. Come on, camera, focus. Last one. There we go. So it's just beautiful the way they wave in the breeze. And there's so many different sorts of iris. I'm sure there are people who have collections, but I don't have that much space or that much time. So bluebells, mauve bells, and there's more of them. And there's Granny's bonnet, and it's all happening. Okay, let me get on target, on the topic. Today I kind of picked this out of thin air because I didn't know what else to talk about. But it was actually something I said yesterday. And in turn, it's something that I heard from Cryon, to whom I've been listening for a little while, because I kind of got an instruction. You need to take in all of the Cryon channelings since April, since the pandemic. And listening to Cry On, because it's just MP3s, is kind of like being on the What's Up on Planet Earth news channel without all the fear and drama and misinformation. Just, this is what's really going on. And it's been very, very informative and useful for me. And yesterday, I was just reminded again about something that Cry On has been saying for 31 years, that we are much, much more magnificent than we think, than we know, than we imagine. And that was what inspired me. So really it was Cry On that inspired me to say that yesterday. And when I heard myself, because I usually listen to the last 5 minutes of the live, it kind of helps me connect to whatever it was that I was speaking about, and as a seed for the next one, as well as looking at what you've said and whether anyone's asked me a burning question or not, that helps me choose what's coming next. You see, that's my process. So what's coming next is, you, human, are magnificent. And whatever you feel when you listen to me say that, whatever unconscious or subconscious reaction you have to that says, are you kidding? No, and it can be varying volumes, and often we don't realise how much we disagree with it. That's what we're coming up against. Excuse me, I'm just finding some things to toss into the garden here off the lawn. That's what... Like, that piece in us that says, no, I'm not magnificent. Look at all the reasons. Look at my history. Look at what happened. Look at my failures. Look at, tra-la-la-la-la. Those are all the things that you believe about yourself, which mean that you believe them, but they're not true. They're not true. They are not true. So where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? Okay, Maddie, you say I'm magnificent. How am I magnificent? Tell me why I should believe you when you say that I'm magnificent. What the hell are you talking about? Look at my life. Look at me. Well, let's wind back to the moment before you were born. I don't know where this is going, so we're creating this together, right? The moment before you were born, you had a little body, which you'd spent, however long you'd spent growing inside your mother's womb. Most of us, around 9 months, some longer. And however it happened, here we are at birth. Now, this is coming from Cry On, because this is what Cry On does. The moment that we are standing at the gate, in the wind of birth, is what Cry On says, we get asked, hey, been on the other side, you know what you chose, you know your setup, you know everything about what you're coming into, you know what the potentials are on planet Earth, you know what you're doing here, you know why you're coming in, you know what's going on planet Earth. Eric, it's great to see you. Laura, good morning. You know, magnificent human, what you are coming in to be. And you were here before, and you were here before, and you were here before, and you can't wait to come back because you want to come and participate in what's happening on planet Earth. You want to help change consciousness because, and you're going to forget this the minute you get born. You are. Well, you'll have some, unconscious awareness of it, but it's going to get trained out of you. It's going to get conditioned out of you. That's life, but this is you, and you are coming in because you know that the whole universe at the moment is watching planet Earth, because planet Earth is the planet of choice. There's no other planet in the entire universe where there is so much choice and so much polarity and so much shift and so much evolution and elevation and everything else that's going on as Earth right now. It only happens on one planet at a time. It's happened many planets before this one. It'll happen many planets after. But right now, the party is here. So you're standing in the wind of birth and you're leaning into it, and Cry says, are you ready? Are you up for it? You say, yeah, send me back. I want to go. I know what the potentials are. I know what the big challenges in my life are going to be because I chose them. And I set myself some puzzles. I set myself some questions. And, how am I going to answer these? Can I find answers that are more elevated than the last time I did it? Because I came back and I looked back and I thought, I can do better. Give me another go. And of course, I went back into no time and take as much time as I like to think, but I want to jump back in because the journey here is amazing. The experiences here are amazing, even the dark ones. You can't have the light without the dark. Oh yeah, I want to go cry on, I'm leaning into the wind of birth, and off you go. You get born, and you come in with all of that and so much more that I can't even communicate, let alone imagine, but I can feel it. And what I feel is, nth degree of what's really true about us. So you get born and you come into your body and, you have parents, you have experiences, you have school, you have interactions, whatever. And all this time, that's like putting software on your new computer or your new phone, your early experiences in life. That's like your basic operating system. It's not you. It's just the programs. It's not you. You, dare I say it, if I can even try to put this word into words, you're multidimensional. You're actually eternal. You've actually been around forever. You don't have a beginning. You don't have an end. Oh, gee, does this start to sound a bit like you might be some kind of god, some kind of divinity? You're a piece of God. How can a piece of God be any less than God? Oh, but it's a piece. Yeah, but it's a piece like you have a piece of a hologram. When you take a hologram, you take a piece of that hologram, it's the full hologram. When you have a fractal and you take a little piece of that fractal and you stick it under a microscope, you find the whole fractal. This is a fractal universe. And you're a fractal being. And you're made of the same stuff. You're not missing something. There's nothing in you that needs to be activated or recovered or anything. It's all frickin' there. We just forget. And that's the puzzle of becoming human and coming into planet Earth. Can we remember who we really are? Because in that remembering and in the choosing to embody that and make that true, and all that stuff, that's what is happening, really. Humanity is waking up. Humanity is waking up to the fact that what used to be acceptable, for example, in terms of discrimination and, making one person bigger than another and saying it's okay to behave certain ways to people, we no longer tolerate it. Yes, there are still plenty of people who say, oh, no, that's how it is. It's how I want it to be. I like it. I'm better. I deserve more. All of that. But more and more and more of us are saying, no, we're better than that. We are so much better than this. We don't want to be like this anymore. And so you get all this polarity and conflict because the no about how it used to be is ever so much stronger than it was. There's no longer an acceptance of the so-called status quo. No! This is not who and how we want to be. Can you see, at the level of the race, the species, there is so much more choice and decision that is being made about who we want to be. No, I don't want to think and feel and behave like that anymore. We make the choices, we make the elevations, we make the shifts as an individual, but because we are multidimensional, and we are quantumly connected by the unified field, and I spoke about that yesterday, and there's science in yesterday's live if you didn't see it. There's science about how that actually works. We are all connected, and so when you make a choice that says, no, I'm like this now, I value everybody, and I value myself, oh my heavens, my goodness, let me value myself. It changes everything. And it doesn't just stop at planet Earth. You don't just change it at planet Earth. The whole universe notices. Because you are quantumly entangled with the whole universe. And this is where it's happening right now on planet Earth. Everybody and everything and every atom and every whatever is aware of you. Now that is how magnificent you are. That is how magnificent you are. And this is just, We don't have words. I don't have the neural nets in my brain because I haven't experienced enough of my own magnificence to be able to explain any more to you, but I know this is true. And you see, the more I connect, the more I know, the easier it is for me to stand here and say, you are magnificent. Because I know that I am, and I have no problem owning it now. I know I'm amazing. And if you look at me and you listen to me, you think, oh, Maddie, you're incredible. Yeah, I am, but so are you. There is no difference in the innate fabric of which you are made. The only difference is whether you've remembered it or not. And so how do you go about remembering? Well, if you're going to go about remembering the same way that I did, I couldn't remember. I had to make it up. I did. You know, just like learning to feel good in life. I had to practice that. It was a skill I had to develop. Oh my God, it wasn't easy. And I know that it helps. And I've understood much more about myself about this recently. Many people can say, oh, I look at this historical figure and they inspire me and I want to be like them. So understand that if you resonate with someone in history, who are your heroes? Consider your heroes and realise that if you resonate with someone, if you admire them, that's something that you aspire to be. And then the next step is the one where you encounter some resistance. Can you imagine yourself like that? Can you pretend to be that person for a little while or for a long while? Can you think, well, if that person was in my situation, what would they say? What would they do? What would they think? How would they feel? Nikki, it's great to see you. Morning. Because, you know, that's another way of making it up. We have to actually decide, who do I want to be? Am I going to keep on saying I'm small? If I stand up and be true to myself and do what is in my heart to do, which I don't even know what it is yet, and that's a whole nother discussion, but there's something in me that wants to be bigger than what I am, there is that choice. Okay, well, first, am I going to do it? And second, what does it look like and feel like and taste like and smell like and sound like? Shiraz, great to see you. And that embodiment, that livingness. And so you look for role models. And the reason why I've struggled is because almost nobody inspired me. Almost nobody inspired me. And I understand why that is now. And I'm very grateful that there is now one living human being that truly inspires me. And of course, that is my inspiration, Dr. Joe Dispenza. Totally inspires me. A role model. Someone I can actually look at and say, gee, there are huge aspects of his life that I would love to emulate. And interestingly enough, the bandwidth is getting a little bit wider these days. I'm starting to understand who it is that actually inspires me. But you've got to find that. You've got to find that inspiration. Who do I want to be like? What does my life look like? Who am I when I am living my desires and being the greatest, most amazing version of myself? And hell, is the universe actually waiting and watching and cheering me on? So come on, Maddie, you can be this greatness. We're waiting for you to do it. We're hoping you'll do it because when you do it, we get to do it. Do you realise how much of a leader you are being here and being human? God, the whole universe is waiting for you to stand up. It's waiting for you to stand up and be greater so it can give you more greatness. What does greatness look like and feel like and smell like and taste like and sound like to you? Because whatever you decide that is, and when you start to inhabit it little by little by little, I'm not talking about jumping off cliffs. I don't like jumping off cliffs. One of these days I'll become somebody who feels really good about just letting go. Woo! I'm not there yet. I like doing things step by step. But if you keep your head down, just because your programs say it's not safe to stand up, well, you miss out, and so does everybody else. And that's not a guilt trip, okay? I'm not saying you have to stand up or the world is going to come to an end. No. When there's something in the field to be done, to be carried, to be executed, to be embodied, if you don't stand up and do it, somebody else will. And that's okay. That is okay, because you have free choice. And by the way, the universe, God, divinity, source, whatever words you want to use, does not care what you choose. It loves you utterly, completely beyond your comprehension, regardless. You can, quote unquote, screw up your entire life and the universe still loves you beyond your comprehension. The universe does not care. What is the point of having a planet of free choice if someone's going to punish you if you don't make the quote unquote right choice? What a load of crap. Sorry. It offends me. That just sounds like some grumpy parent that's angry at their child because they're not doing what they want, so they, put them in prison for life. What? Nah. I don't buy that about divinity. So, divinity is just cheering you on and saying, come on, you can do this. You can be amazing. I designed you to be amazing. You designed you to be amazing. Who do you want to be? Oh, cool. Go do that. And don't believe your programming. Don't believe what everybody told you. Because you're magnificent. And there's some beautiful words that Cryon used. Coming back to where I started. Talking about this. With such passion and such love, and that's the thumbprint of Cryon. Whatever it is, powerful stuff, but always love. Just love. And Cryon says, you know how we feel about you? You take our breath away. That's how the universe, that's how spirit, that's how source feels about you. That's all there is. Wow. So exactly how you inhabit your utter amazingness is up to you. But understand, you take their breath away. And they love you so much. You're magnificent. Try it out today. Big love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.